Welcome back again, guys, to Joyful Beauty. Thanks for stopping by. Today's topic is a bit different. Today we're going to be talking about the R word, racism. Well, this is a beauty channel. Unfortunately, it isn't immune to racism. Racism is very much deep-seated in all aspects of life, beauty and retail included. In today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about one of my most prominent and impactful experiences with encountering racism at a Sephora and talk a little bit about their response and what can be learned. So when I was in my 4th year of university, I went to Sephora in search of foundation and concealer for my grad photos. I wanted to look as amazing as possible because I knew these photos would be living in my parents' house for the rest of my life, and also I just wanted to look great for my grad photos. I mean, it's a seminal moment. You spend 4 years and thousands of dollars on it. It's important, right? I went to the local Sephora in search of these products to make sure I looked snatched. At the time, my favorite foundation ever was the Lancome Tintidel foundation. I was about a 500W, which is like a nice neutral deep brown color, but by no means is my shade the deepest shade of brown. So you would think that they'd have it stocked. Well, let me tell you. So we go to the store and I look around at the Lancome counter. The darkest shade stopped at a light brown honey hue. Actually, I don't even want to say brown, more like beige tan. Thought it was a bit weird, but I thought, hey, maybe they just need to stock up. So I went and flagged a sales associate down and was, hey, I'm looking for 500W, could you help me find it? She's scrambling and gets really awkward and she's like, oh, I don't know if we have it. So I was like, okay, let's just try a different brand. Another brand that I loved at the time was NARS. So we go and look at the NARS foundations, same thing, darkest shade, lighter than a paper bag. Again, we keep looking, we go to Bobbi Brown, same thing. Actually, there's almost no brown shades of the Bobbi Brown counter. At that point, I was just feeling really embarrassed, really dejected, and just confused. I mean, you're a beauty store, you're all about serving clients and helping them feel more beautiful, but you didn't think to carry shades for certain people? Like, what does that really mean? I decided to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I asked the sales associate to bring out their manager. Perhaps, again, there was more stock out back, or perhaps we'd be getting some more shipments in the next few days and I could just come back to the store and re-up in time for my photos. So then the manager comes out, and I explained to her, hey, we've looked at multiple brands and none of them have brown skin makeup. Are you getting new shipments, or do you have any more in the back? And she was like, hey, sorry, hon, we just don't have the demographic for it here. It took me a while to really understand what she was saying, but then I was also just very confused. How can you say you don't have the demographic when your clientele is literally sitting in front of you asking for it? I don't really know what I said back to her in that moment. I think I was just too embarrassed and too stunned. I just quietly left the store and took the bus home. I remember feeling really dejected, really embarrassed, and just not great on that bus ride home. I took a few days to think over what happened, and then I had a thought. I knew at least 5 other girls with brown skin who were at my university, and I knew there was hundreds, if not thousands more in Halifax. I surely wasn't the only one having this issue. So I decided to write a letter to Sephora's generic info@Sephora email. I sent the email explaining the incident, explaining the store number, and asking for more representation there. A week went by and I actually didn't hear anything back. So a month later, when I was interning at a news organization to complete my degree, I decided to send an email to Sephora from my news email account. Well, let me tell you, that got a response almost immediately. They promptly apologized and offered me a gift card in addition to telling me that they would, moving forward, be providing diversity training to their employees. I think Sephora's response was awesome in the sense that, 1, they not only decided to compensate me, but 2, they really made an effort to educate their employees. However, I mean, it's a bit appalling that I had to send that email in the first place, and it's also a bit appalling that when I sent it from my generic civilian email, it didn't get a response. Sephora has really expanded its diversity since that incident occurred 7 years ago, but let's be honest, Sephora and a lot of brands have a long way to go. Beyond just hiring diverse employees and having diverse shades, we need beauty brands to really pull up to the plate. We need them to create systemic changes. That really looks like a few things, including hiring and promoting Black employees, making sure that Black content creators and models are featured regularly, not just on random times when it's trendy. This also looks like contributing to the Black and brown communities. And there's an extensive list of a million other things that they could do, but I think these are just some really important, tangible next steps. I can't wait to see you in my next video, and until then, keep growing and keep glowing.